Behind all the glamour.
Behind the Lux listings.
A raw take on all things real estate.
All things New York City.
All things us.
Oh, welcome back to Ep.7. Season 2. This is our season finale.
It is our season finale of our podcast, Timothy.
I'm not being paid the salary that the Friends cast got on their season finale.
Oh.
But we'll negotiate that.
I thought you meant their podcast.
No.
Okay.
Last episode of Friends, but we'll negotiate that for next season.
Okay.
Anywho.
Do you know how much they got?
No. A lot.
Weren't they getting $1.5 million an episode?
I don't know. It sounds about right. I would have never let the show end.
And they they negotiated because they decided to go in as all six. And that was their power.
Doesn't always work.
What?
Doesn't always work. Talk to the Real Housewives of New York.
Oh, all right. You know something I don't.
Well, you just got to read the tabloids.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. So it's also the end of quarter one,
Yep.
2023. That's behind us.
Yes. And it was a strong quarter.
But it was a roller coaster. I mean, it was really, I don't know, it was up and down. It was, I mean, obviously the numbers speak for itself. But yeah, definitely.
We said this before, and I said this on the podcast. I'm not trying to put this energy out there, but I think this year ultimately will be a very successful year. However, I think there will be a lot of ups and downs and deals that fall apart and come back together, which we experienced in the last few weeks.
Totally. I mean,
few of those.
To have one of our best quarters amidst the threats of a recession and rate hikes, and it's pretty amazing. But we'll get there later. Let's jump into the trending topics of the week.
Okay.
Did you see what they're doing at Woolman Park?
Oh, pickleball.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Don't want to say, but we told you so. Yeah.
We did.
We've been talking about pickleball before pickleball was in New York.
Yep. And now there will be 14 pickleball courts. I believe it's like the most pickleball courts.
Oh, really? In an area? Equinox is doing it.
I think so. Oh, Equinox is doing the pickleball.
Yeah, they're behind it.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's such a cool like after work evening activity.
Yeah. Yeah, in the park, lit up.
Totally.
Spring, summer. It'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What about did you see the Flatiron building? We talked about that on our last episode.
The auction?
Yeah, so went into auction.
Yeah.
And then I think the guy didn't show up with the down payment.
I think he got it for $190 million.
Yeah, but the first guy backed out, and they went to number 2.
Right.
And now I think everyone's wondering, like,
what's it going to
be?
Maybe we should buy it.
I think they should make it a hotel. Like a really boutique hotel. What else would you, I mean, last thing we need is
another office space.
Corporate offices or like another Shake Shack.
It would be, Shake Shack. Yeah, across the street. But I'm
just saying, like,
it actually would be amazing. It's an iconic building.
Totally.
And people would want to stay there. It's an
and
amazing
like small
location.
Rooms, like you know, like 25, 30 rooms that are just gorgeous in the center of town. Great views.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But speaking of that, actually, this is funny. Somebody asked me, I was at a lunch yesterday, and someone was asking me what happens to all this corporate space. And I think no one really knows the answer. Do you think it gets converted to residential? I
think some of it will, but that was already in play over the last few years. The Barney's building was supposed to convert.
Right.
Sony, a number of iconic, if you will, office spaces were converting to residential. The Puck building.
Now, beyond my pay grade, but like, how does that even work? I understand like there's decisions in government to decide it, with
zoning
permits
and all
zoning.
That?
But then when we're talking like adding, a shower for every apartment and toilets for every, like these buildings are just, they're built differently.
Yeah. So you have to rebuild but
basically have to
they're blank space. You have to just
and
replumb, and
it's a lot of work. But
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So do you think it's like 10, 15, 20 years?
But you know what? It's no different than when you take like at 378 West End Avenue, where they took a pre-war building and they added 2 buildings before it. And the pre-war building was obviously landmark, so they had to keep the shell.
Yeah.
But they redid the whole inside. So they had to put in all new plumbing for that anyway. So,
totally.
Yeah.
But buildings like that it's like, it's kind of cool to live in. I'm not entirely sure I'd want to live on the 5th floor of 575 Madison. Like they'd have to do some sort of,
yeah,
yeah.
rejigger. Yeah.
Make it a little attractive, but there's definitely a need for apartments.
I don't know that all of the commercial space, office space can absorb that. We have quite enough to absorb all for residential. That's a lot of square footage.
You
But
don't think
I
there's
think
a
some of
need?
them-
You don't think there's a residential need for all the corporate that's available? Is that what you're saying?
No, first of all, I don't know the exact numbers,
Yeah.
and not all offices are converting,
Right,
and there are still plenty of people going to the office and
I also don't
businesses
know if
being
I'd want
ran
to
here.
live in a building. I guess if there were separate entrances, I wouldn't care. But
Well, there's certainly buildings we know like that.
Yeah.
15 West 26.
Yeah.
The first floor, few floors are office, and then they
then
have
above.
magnificent
Which is great.
residential. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into Q1.
All right. So we had an
Let's not
outstanding.
brag too much, but let's share the news.
We're just proud, not bragging.
Oh no, I think we need to brag a little.
Oh, okay. We had an outstanding first quarter. February was one of our top months, and we hit lots of records. We were number one in the company for February. We made, the overall year last year. Element looked back for 2022, and we had an excellent year.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had a very strong first quarter.
Mm-hmm. How much
Real
do rankings
trends,
drive
all
you?
of those. Drive me personally?
Well,
Or
yeah. Let's talk about you.
me, my ego?
Loves walking across stage, getting an award.
What?
When did we go to that conference? Oh, in where did we go? In
Where?
Connecticut.
Oh my God. Jesus. That was a long time ago.
Okay. Anyway.
You had to push me up to go.
All right.
Yeah.
So first quarter. So January strong, February
Strong.
did
March
really well.
is proving to be it's done. March was strong,
Mm-hmm.
Actually very strong.
Mhm.
And let's see what second quarter brings. We have some, what bag is?
What's
This
a
is
bag,
Tom
Stephen?
Ferry.
What is it?
Big, audacious, hairy goals. Have you ever heard that?
I think from Tom and definitely from you.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, you've talked about it
Oh,
before.
all right.
Yeah.
So our big, audacious, hairy goals, we've set some very strong, exciting, little out there goals for what we want to accomplish in second quarter. But let's see if we get there.
And what did you, when we think about like first quarter, because I remember we came off fourth quarter was pretty good.
Yep,
And we came into
very
the
strong.
holidays. And as we mentioned, I think the environment, the economy, everything around us was sort of like bracing for impact.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard to kind of know what first quarter was going to look like. But we obviously always say we can do deals in any market.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you think we were going to achieve what we did in first quarter?
I thought it was going to be strong, and
Yeah.
I think second quarter will be strong. I'm always, that little voice also always creeps in, but I think, listen, we're all working hard. We have a solid team. We have great customers and clients.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anything can happen. But I think just staying focused. I'm listening. I shared with you. I'm listening to. There's a 21-day meditation that Deepak Chopra is doing for abundance,
Mm-hmm.
and I start on third day, and it's only 15 minutes a day, and even if you don't do the meditation, which is he talks and explains it for the first 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
the first 5 minutes is just great for your mindset about what abundance is and how to have an abundant mindset, and that's just not money. It can be anything, health or friends, whatever it is. So I'm in that space and mindset going into second quarter.
Yeah. And I think the thing about sales is like there's never really a break. We just had a really good first quarter,
Yeah.
but in the only way to keep this train moving is to now focus on second quarter and think about the next 90 days and what our goal is going to be. So let's talk about goals for second quarter
Okay.
and how we kind of
Now we
got to where, what we want to do in second quarter. Okay, so let's talk goals. What are you, as I said, in sales, it never really stops.
Yeah.
We had a great first quarter. Sure, we could celebrate and take a break, but we have to keep going. So what are you thinking for second quarter
what are our goals?
and what are our goals?
So I'll get to that in a moment, but to comment on, yeah, you're only as good. It's like sales or any success, there's a dissatisfaction that keeps that drive and that fire burning for the next thing and the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, though. You do have to take a moment. Otherwise, you're just always just plowing forward.
Totally.
But to take a moment and appreciate what you have accomplished without, resting on your laurels. In terms of goals, well, you know this. What we did, we backed into our goals. Let's share them. For second quarter, we want to do $100 million in new contracts signed, and
pending.
This is new contracts for second quarter.
Has to be signed.
Pending, signed.
Okay. Got it.
Just creating $100 million.
I just like to be detailed.
I know you do, Timothy. Just creating an additional $100 million in volume from where we are now. And we're going to take 40 new listings.
Yep.
And I'm going to go, me personally, not the rest of the team. Personally, I'll go on 38 listing appointments. So those are big, audacious, hairy, aggressive goals.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, we've done it before.
Yep.
I know that. And listen, we back into it and then we add on top of it because we want to reach and, set something up.
It was interesting. We both went to Austin last week and we were there with Tom Ferry.
Yep.
And
we were there for a coaching conference with other colleagues from throughout the country.
And Monday this week, I was on a Tom Ferry call, and they were talking about goal setting. And I think it was interesting. I don't know who she was, but the moderator, she related it to weight loss. And she said, okay, you say you want to lose 20 pounds. If that's your goal, fantastic. But what's more important is how are you going to lose the 20 pounds?
That's right.
Are you going to do 50 push-ups a day? Are you going to, only eat 1,500 calories? Or run 6 miles? So to me, it's like those bullet points under the 100 million that are even more important, because if we don't make 80 calls a week, or we don't go to 17 lunches, or you don't, meet people on whatever it is, we're never going to get to that 100 million.
It's the steps to get to the goal.
Yeah. So I think the listing appointments is important, but then how are we going to get the listing appointments?
So this ties into the meditation on abundance, that you set a vision and what that big vision is for life, for the second quarter, whatever it is, health, how much weight you want to lose, what you want to look like.
Yep.
And then you take it in, you feel it, you got to feel it internally. And then, as you said, you got to set the steps to get there.
Yeah.
Just sitting and envisioning something doesn't happen.
What's the word the kids use these days? They're putting it out in the environment.
Putting the energy out there? I've been saying that for
Manifesting.
years.
You've been saying it, but now it's like
You telling me a bunch of teenagers are now talking about manifesting?
They're using your terms.
That's actually amazing if the world's evolving to that place.
But I think manifesting is important, and I think being focused is important. But I feel like sales is just, it's a formula at the end of the day. And I think if we want to get 100 million and we want to get 40 listings, we have to make, X amount of calls. And the amount of calls for you is going to be different than me and some of the, other people on the team, because conversion rates and stuff.
Well, whatever you track and measure grows. Science has proven that. And there's been studies on that. So not just to keep it in order, where are we at reaching our goal? When you're constantly focusing and tracking something, it grows.
Yeah.
So it's important.
So what do you think? What's April, May, and June going to look like? And not just for the team, but for the New York market.
I think that my prediction is it may slow a bit from first quarter.
Okay.
But I think it will keep moving. Again, we're talking volume of transactions.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that prices are going to reach their peak from where they were. However, the volume of transaction, I think, may slow a bit, but I think there's buyers out there, and we talk about it all the time. Pricing, buyers are so price sensitive right now. If sellers are willing to negotiate, then that's how we're getting deals done.
Yeah. But I also think, and we see this a lot, is the first 2 weeks of a listing.
Yep.
So important. And I think coming on the market with an elevated price sometimes just crushes.
Yeah.
And
it's like you have one chance to make
an entrance.
an entrance or a good impression, first impression. Yeah,
I agree.
It's like that. Yeah.
What do you think we could have done differently in first quarter?
Just more. The only thing I'd say different is just do more of what we were doing, making calls, putting ourselves out there, staying in touch with people, and being really diligent on our deals. I mean, there were deals that we were holding together.
Totally.
So yeah, I would just do more of the same.
Yep.
We've got some travel coming up that tends to. Yeah, listen, it can all be good because our business comes from all over and people we're meeting. But when I'm away a lot, it starts to feel like, oh, I got to get back and get grounded and be here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think being here, you feel the energy of the market.
Right. Yes.
And when you're not feeling that energy, we talk about it on our daily call. It's sometimes good to talk about what the deals are, and we're seeing general themes.
Oh, where the deals are coming from and how much is being financed or
how much is
there
cash,
more cash
or how much is like the parent buying, or how much is, 20 million. I mean, we saw great numbers. I mean, I know they track 4 million and above, but we really saw 20 million and above, like started to really move
in first quarter. That's right.
But then there's a lot of $800,000 deals because people are just getting sick of renting. So we saw general themes. And it kind of helps us focus, our energy on who to talk to. But I think the spring's going to be interesting. I really do. I think it's going to.
I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it will be successful.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of hand holding and holding deals together. And to the travel, Barbara Corcoran always used to say, if business is slow, just plan a vacation.
Go away.
Yeah. So there you go.
But people always talk about like seasonal. Like, do you firmly believe that's over?
That they're
Seasonal,
selling seasons? Yeah. No, in some ways, I think it's coming back a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, that we're back to a strong spring season into summer. Summer slows a bit, and then fall season.
I really wish somebody would
you can't hold it to that, but.
No, totally, because I just think, the life of an open house is so different here in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And that like, oh, let's go have brunch on a Sunday and then we'll go to open houses.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't seem like it.
It used to.
It seems like it died down a little bit.
There's no question.
There's a lot more appointments. Even in my 5 years of being in the industry, it seems like there's a lot more weekday appointments.
That's right. Than just going and seeing property. Yeah, that changed during COVID.
Yeah.
And it hasn't quite gotten back.
Right.
It's true. So I'm in the middle of a deal, and I had a call last night, a call this morning with these buyers, and it's getting a little intense, and it's new development, and timing's off, and I'm so in it right now that it's a little bit consuming me. And I know enough to step out and say, oh, I've been here before. It's been, over the 23 years, how many times you've been here? And then you look back and the deal all got done. But right now I'm so in the thick of it. And, I want my buyers to be happy and feel good, but there are certain things that they're held to because of the contract. So I'm really I'm just in it. I almost have to let it go. And so anyway, just something I wanted to share.
All right. So what's today's date? April 5th.
Your birthday's tomorrow.
My birthday's tomorrow. But wait. So
what are you doing for your birthday?
No plans. I'll tell you next time.
You really have no plans?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're turning 39.
Yeah.
Wow. Tim.
40 next year.
Wow. What are you going to do for 40? We talked about this.
A trip.
Big blowout? Oh, you said a trip. Right. All right. Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
All right. Highs and lows. My favorite thing to do.
We're getting right off the birthday.
Highs and lows. Highs and lows of.
When we come back.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be next season, but if we remember, you'll tell us what you did for your birthday. Fine. Sure. Highs and lows of what? This quarter?
Yeah.
Everything or just business?
Everything. Not just. Well, yeah.
Okay. Highs. In terms of business, there were a few deals, one in particular that I've been working for a very long time that was up and down and all around. It's a significant property and there's significant buyer and seller. And we got a contract signed, and just today we got, it was board approved, and today we got the clear to close.
Oh, great.
Because we got all our paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not closed, but that was exciting for me. It's like one of the kind of career deals. and a few other deals that we managed to get done. Last week we had a deal that we had 2 offers on this deal, on this property, and we ended up going with the higher. And the day before they were about to sign the contract, they backed out, and we immediately went back to the first, and they've already signed. So
great.
That felt great. What about you? Do business first, and then we'll get to other things.
Business.
Any particular deals?
I don't think I've had any like groundbreaking deals this quarter, but I think the quarter has been good. I mean, I think I put stuff into contract and really moved. I think second quarter is going to be good.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty.
You're poised.
Yeah. And there's a couple buyers and some listings that need to come on the market. But overall, I think, I'm looking forward to second quarter.
Right. What about life? Anything significant?
Travel a lot in first quarter.
You did not?
No. Going to London next week.
Right. Yep.
And then I'm going to go to Madrid after that.
Oh, to see your host family. That's exciting.
Abroad. Yeah, it should be fun.
Are you going to stay with them?
I don't know. That's
still
jury's still out.
When are you going to let them know? Jesus.
I told them I am, but
okay. You may bail.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't. It's been 18 years
since you've seen them. You speak to them and you stay in touch.
I speak to them. I stay in touch. Yeah, it'll
be
nice, but like 3 days
staying with them.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
You were.
I'll let you know about that too.
Please. I'll be waiting to hear.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then, we have some fun trips this summer.
Yeah.
Going to Italy.
That's great.
Yeah. We have a wedding in Park City. So some fun travel coming up.
Excellent.
That's all I got.
All right.
Yeah.
I was in Miami last weekend for my friend Rick's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, first of all, I haven't been to Miami in a little while. And
let's talk Miami.
Okay.
Do you like Miami?
So I do. Well, first of all, the weather's amazing.
It's like hard to beat.
Yeah. And I went to see my friend Lester, who's spending more time.
There's a lot of people there,
living there. And he's more in the Bal Harbor area. And he's got an amazing apartment with great views. We stayed at the Addition. So we were more in the heart of it, downtown. And the wedding was at the Faena. And it was, there were old friends and new friends. I've known Rick since 6th grade. And it was Miami. It was the wedding. It was a great weekend, but a lot coming at us.
Okay. So if you were given the option.
Yes.
To move full-time to Miami, June 1.
Yes.
You were going to be the top broker overnight in Miami. What would you miss most about New York City?
Oh, wow. You, Tim. I'd miss you, Tim.
Okay, now answer the question for real.
I would miss our team.
Yeah.
But maybe I can bring my
I never said the team wouldn't go.
Okay, there you go. What would I miss about New York City? Broadway, obviously our friends, but of the city, Broadway, restaurants, and the energy, the fast pace of the city.
Yeah.
And the grit of the city. Mm-hmm. That's what I'd miss.
Yeah.
And proximity to see my mom and friends in Philadelphia.
I agree. It's those same things, but I think it's interesting because the weather is hard to pass up. I understand why people are going.
Yep.
And I think even since COVID, Miami has become even more of a cultural hub. And the things that it didn't have 4 years ago, it seems like every top restaurant is opening up in Miami.
In Miami, yeah.
So you can't even say the food of New York anymore.
I have to tell you, the weather, to wake up to 75 degrees, always sunny, blue skies. And, I haven't ran in so long. I know you run. I used to run.
Yeah.
I ran twice because I used to run along the promenade.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the weather, there is something pretty incredible, and it changes your mood when it's sunny and warm.
So you would go?
Would I go?
You're going to be the top broker in Miami.
I guess I'd go. I don't know. My kids wouldn't go. Lily wouldn't go. She'd stay here. She's a true New Yorker, that girl.
All right.
When Lily wants to relax at night, to unwind, we go for a walk around the city. Yeah. Not the city, around our neighborhood.
Has she been to Miami?
That's a great question. Lily's been to Florida. She's never been to Miami. Been to Florida.
Have to let her see it. She might not leave.
That's true. We're taking a trip Saturday.
Oh.
We're going, it's the Passover, Easter,
Right,
spring
weekend.
break.
Mhm.
So I can say this now because it will air after. The girls they think we're going to see Kirk's mom in California in Palm Desert, but we're actually surprising them. This was booked only last week, last minute, how we managed to do this. And we're going with our friends, the Seagulls, who have 3 girls, and Lily's great friends with Tali, who listens to our podcast. So we have a 12-year-old listener.
So where are you going?
Oh, I'm trying to build up to that. We're going we're going to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, great.
And I'm so excited. And but the big surprise is that they're not going to know that we're actually meeting. They'll realize we're not going to California.
Right.
Then when we show up at the hotel,
Oh, fun.
they'll be there.
Oh, super
So that'll
fun.
be a fun surprise. Yeah.
Super fun.
And then we go to London and
and sell some apartments
and
in
all
between.
that. I was going to say, and in between all of that, we got to get to $100 million goal.
There we go.
All right. So there you have it. On a serious note, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope it's a great 39th.
Yes.
And that you're blessed and have an incredible year till you get to your 40th.
Thank you.
All right. So this is Steve Cohen, Stephen Cohen NY on Instagram, StephenCohenNY.com for our team website.
And I'm Tim P. Malone NYC on
Tim P.
Instagram.
Malone.
Leave us any questions or
Thoughts, comments.
We'll be starting another season.
Yes.
Which is
3rd season.
Guaranteed to be fun and new stuff. So tune in. We'll see you guys soon. And thanks for joining us for all of season 2.
Thanks, guys.